Hello, TCH Live, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, here at Texas Card House Dallas for tonight's final table of the big one. I'm RJ Dupree alongside Eric Van Loosen. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Another great Saturday tournament, and we got ladies' night tonight, as there are 4 out of our final 9 tonight are ladies. So
That's
how
right.
cool is that? It's the first time I think I remember seeing that. So shout out to all you lady poker crushers out there. Come in and root for these gals. Try to win a big tourney, taking down the boys. But yeah,
That's
it's going
right.
to be a great one. 14,000 up top.
14,000 up top, the final 9 here. As you mentioned, 4 of them are the ladies, so the ladies are stacking chips tonight, fellas. Look out. We always have a good time when the ladies are represented, and they are represented well tonight.
We got our main man, Johnny Rodriguez, fastest in the West, doing the dealing for us tonight. You want to watch how a professional dealer deals, watch out for Johnny.
Friend of the TCH Live chat, Johnny Rodriguez, in the box tonight, slinging those cards.
Might even get an appearance from his lovely wife, Kara, in the chat. You never know.
Ryan in the chat. What up, boys?
What's going on, Ryan?
Ray's all in.
All in first hand for Maggie. She was
Maggie's
excited to be
in
at
there.
the final table, and she's looking to take down a pot here. We don't have any graphics up at the second.
Yeah, I was anxious to go around the table and look at those chip stacks. We'll get those up here in just a few moments. But hand number 1, Maggie has ripped it. Finds no customers, will take it down. Looked like we had 1 limper in there. And she was all in from the big blind there, so she'll pick up a couple of blinds and antes. And we're off to hand number 2.
Hand number 2, still no graphics on the screen, so bear with us, folks. We will get players introduced and hopefully chip stacks and whatever cards they're playing.
Mahoud Musa watching from Lake Highlands, Dallas, Texas. Just down the road. What's up, buddy?
Raise to 40.
Basically since February 28th. Yeah. We'll see. Enough to keep me in town. I'm not playing poker today. So. Gonna go dancing.
All right, hand number 3 here from Johnny. It looks like the button started. Final table tonight in the 7th seat.
5 of spades. First I figured I would have seen it. Scan these, please.
Got an exposed card. The 5 of spades will be the burn. So, of course,
we actually know what one of the cards is now.
that's right. And of course, that's useful information when that happens. You don't want to get too upset when that happens. Just use it as useful information. The 5 of spades will not be coming out on the flop or the turn or the river.
Maggie gonna raise again. She's on the button this time.
Heads up. Checks.
Gonna flop a Queen Jack 9 rainbow. So it looks like the big blind defended there a little bit. Got to see a flop, but will not continue. Maggie able to take that down from the button. So we've had 3 hands here at the final table. Maggie's won 2 of them, picking up some chips.
Folds. 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 Folds.
right, looks like we get folds around to the button. Button folds as well. Small blind completes. Now it's to BJ here in seat 3 on the big blind. He will
Rip City for BJ.
he will rip it and take it down.
Take it down. So we'll go around the table real quick while we're getting the graphic situation figured out here. But we will and should have cards and players' names and stacks up here shortly within the next 10 or so minutes. But seat 1 is David, but he's going by Icebox. Very familiar to our final tables. Looks like PD is in seat 2. BJ there in seat 3. Michael, who was going by Michigan last time he was on.
Rocking his Michigan shirt tonight.
Yeah. And it's going to be Teresa, but she's going by Mav in seat 5. So that's going to be Mav as in Maverick.
Yeah, it's funny. I started to mention some of the names earlier, and I was like, well, I don't know if they have a fun screen name or anything going tonight, so I held off.
We got Charles in the 6th seat. Pam in the 7. She's been on a final table or 2 or 3. Jackie in the 8th seat. She's been on a final table, and of course so is Maggie. She's been on like 3 out of the 4 times she's played here at TCH.
And it looks like Michigan Mike here comes in with a chip lead, coming in the 4th seat here, and he's in the action right now as BJ completed from the small blind. Michigan will bump it up.
Yeah, Mike was just short of $1 million to start the final table, so he was our chip leader.
And we will see a flop of King 5-5. Looks like about 120,000 out there. Michigan Mike bets 55.
BJ rocking the Stuck for Life gear, one of our favorites, Eugene Playo's brand.
It's a good looking hoodie.
Yeah, and hat, Stuck for Life. Check it out. If you are a poker player that feels like you're stuck in this for life, you're a lifer.
So the turn goes check, check. Now we got a king on the river. That'll double pair the board. Kings and 5s with a jack on the board.
Michael very interested through the shades what his opponent is going to do here on the river now that another king has come out. Of course, we don't know the cards. We can only speculate. We got 2 kings, 2 5s, and a jack out there.
So I believe we have about 230 in the pot now, and BJ's going to lead out for 130.
Michael is going to call.
Just a call from Michael. He wants to see it. Finds the bad news.
And that looks like a hook.
Looks like a jack and a 3, so
we can only guess that.
So BJ there turned a jack that we know of, so that's going to be 2 solid pair there. Picks up a nice pot.
Yeah, there were kings and 5s on the board to go with that jack. Michael, I'm learning, had an ace in that hand, so he called with the 2 pair with the ace high, but BJ had the bigger 2 pair.
Yeah, nice bet there from BJ, so that ace high might look you up.
Well, we're going to have fun with this Jack Link's mystery business we're dealing with
now.
It's not one hand, it's all the hands, but we're going to get this up and running here in just a minute. And we'll be back to showing you guys what the players are holding and, of course, their names and chip stacks. But excited for another final tournament, or final table here in our big one tournament. Michael's going to take down another one. And let's put up those prizes, Mr. RJ, and show what these guys, and, of course, we can confidently say gals,
absolutely
are fighting for today.
$360 buy-in today, $42,000 in this prize pool. Accumulated 140 entries, so final table today, locked up $1,180 with that big top prize, $11,785.
Yeah, one of our, in the last few weeks, this is probably one of the shorter fields.
Yeah, this
but
one's
there's been a lot going on this weekend. A lot of stuff going on in the poker world across Texas. And just like that, PD going to shove all
PD is in there. Going to take a peek at his cards again, just for funsies. And the all-in's going to get through there. He's going to take down blinds and antes. And it looks like PD's running a little shorter over there.
Manny with the question of the hour, but everybody that tuned in at the start will know exactly why. But yeah, he says, can't see the whole cards. Why not? Well, we're not just teasing you here. We had a little tech issue that should be refreshed here shortly. So we're all going to kind of fight through this together until the graphics do appear. I'm hearing it should be in about 10 minutes or so. But we're going to get to go old school here, and we're just going to have to figure out what they had. Like,
That's right.
Like watching Phil Hellmuth in 1980.
Yep, and blinds are 10,000, 20,000. We do know that. Folds around to the small blind here.
Fun with the sun, saying, let's go, Charles. Charles looking colorful. Got the colorful hoodie on. We can see these cards. Queen 6, deuce, a couple of spades. Battle of the blinds here, small and big, and another spade comes off.
Check, check. This board looking a little raggy for a blind on blind hand. Charles able to lead out here on the turn and takes it down.
$15, $30, $30 are the blinds now.
All right, blinds have gone up. Johnny announced there 15, 30, and 30. You saw that little 20,000 chip bet there from Charles, so those bets no longer exist. It's
That's
going to have to be $30K plus.
Price of poker going up.
Our shortest stack coming in looks like it was PD there in the 2 seat at 310.
Yeah, I was guessing that he had right at 300 there, and
Pam had 345, so right behind him there. Big stack was Michael.
in the 2, and then Pam is in the 7, right?
Yeah, BJ will probably be our chip leader now after he and Michael did get in a pretty decent hand a second ago. Thank you, Earl. Yeah, our production team can see the cards, and they could see them from the start of the stream, but it just didn't get transferred over to us, and we're right next door. So that's how technology works sometimes. It just throws you for a loop, and you got to regroup. But we'll get it worked out as Michael takes down another one there.
Yeah, able to take that one down there from, let's see, he was in the hijack there. Yeah, so Maggie started out with 530, and she's chipped up a bit. BJ started out with 775. He's chipped up a bit.
Charles also in that close to $1 million club. He was at 935.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see, he's probably chipped up here. Just a blind or two, but maybe a little.
Yeah, this will bring you back to those old days of watching WSOP poker where you have no clue what they have until showdown.
Right.
Technology isn't always
a
great thing, but I would say in this instance, it's greatly missed because it's just not the same watching poker without us fans seeing the whole cards.
I watched a lot of those back in the day.
I did too.
Yeah.
Or at least reruns once I got started during the Moneymaker era, you know, when they had the whole cam, you know, you had the camera where you could see the cards.
That was back when it seemed like the play itself wasn't as structured as maybe it is now. You'd maybe play some post-flop stuff, 3X, a lot of 3X pre-flop, see a lot of flops. Not so much nowadays.
It is ladies' night on this final table, and just in time, Randy Lister says, go Pam, go, as Pam is all in.
There we go. Pam's in there. She is in the cutoff.
No resistance.
Finds no customers, takes down blinds and antes.
Yeah, good little segue to what Texas Sub just said. If Hijack Poker can improve their website and add more tournaments, it would be good for online players. Well, good news is tomorrow there's a couple of free roll tourneys.
That's right.
And, you know, obviously the more that thing grows, the more that they can add to it and will continue to. So jump on there tomorrow. I think, 9 a.m. was the first one?
9 a.m. was the first one. I think it was a smaller $100 guaranteed, and then a $250 guarantee at 3 p.m.
Yeah, so some free rolls. Jump in there tomorrow if you're bored on a Sunday afternoon when there's no football on. Jump on the Hijack Poker app, only in the state of Texas.
Race is 65.
65,000 here coming in from Jackie. Button and small blinds out of there. PD will complete from the big blind. He wants to see a flop.
Heads up.
To the flop we go. Deuce 3-7, 2 diamonds.
100.
Wanted to see what the young man's working with.
And she bet enough there to make him commit or get out, basically. So,
Well, dadgummit, Randy, we would love to have you be our 5th lady on the table, but you know that's how poker goes sometimes. She sacrificed herself for the love of these 4 ladies, for these friends of hers. Rooting them on.
Rooting them on. That we'll take that. We'll take that for this week.
30 to go.
Yeah, that's really cool, though. In a room that's probably 90% men, we've got almost 50% on this final table here that are ladies. All in.
There you go. This time, Jackie's just ripping it, not even messing with the raise. And PD, he's going to get in there as well.
We're going to get to see these ones face up. Here we go.
PD will be all in and at risk.
And speaking of ladies, Jackie's got the ladies, 2 queens, and the ace-king is going to try to survive this.
The classic race, PD at risk. Ace-king finds nothing. We get a flop of 7, 8, 9, 2 hearts. No one holding a heart.
Ace or a king only.
Only
for
an ace
PD.
or king going to change it. 6 of hearts, no help. Queens are going to hold, and that will be our first elimination of this final table.
So it truly is the night for the ladies as they hold there, and PD is going to be our first gentleman knocked out in 9th place, $1,180. Great run there for PD. Finished 9th out of 140 folks today, so great job, and I'm hoping we'll see you again, brother.
Nice job, PD. Very well.
And then there were 8.
Now there are 8, and that was a nice pot there for Jackie. She'll chip up a bit. And we are moving up the money ladder.
Moving on up. Speaking of colorful, look at those beautiful, colorful tattoos from Miss Maggie there. She doesn't have to wear a hoodie if she wants to be colorful.
That's right. She can just show off that sleeve.
That sleeve and that big old bright smile of hers.
She's going to raise it up here, by the way. And we'll take it down. No action from the blinds.
Pezosaurus. What's going on, Pez? Got RJ Dupree and Eric Van Loozen here in the booth.
What up, Pez?
You still rocking it out there in Arizona, I think it was last time we talked on here. You had moved away, but still showing a little bit of love to TCH, so we appreciate it. Pez is definitely one of the original chat pros in here that really got our chat kicking off, you know, a few years ago, and really got our chat going, and really helped get kind of started getting people engaged and really.
We need some of those folks.
Yeah, really joining and making the stream so fun.
Yeah, Aaron, we'll show that prize pool here in just a second. We had an elimination just a few moments ago that made $1,180.
That's right. There is the prize pool there. Guaranteed 30K today. We beat that by about 12,000. 42,000 in the prize pool. Just under 12,000 for first place. So a little bit short of what we've had the last few weeks where we had 14 and 15 up top, but still a heck of a day for just a $360 buy-in, no matter how many bullets you fired at that
That's
sucker.
Right. 8 players remaining. We are guaranteed a prize of $1,345 now.
Nice. Old Tiny.
There we go. We got graphics cranking up here.
And we
right
have
on time.
Jackie raising up the king-queen and get some resistance from Mav just in time to get our graphics going. She's waking up with the birds.
Ace is in the house. So Mav getting to play her first hand here, and it's a pretty good starter. She's going to 3-bet it up to 140,000.
And takes it down. Doesn't have to show.
Doesn't have to show it. Jackie didn't want to mess with it.
Oh, man, look at that. See? That's the kind of fun Pez used to bring to the chat.
There we go.
It's already got Jedi talking that talk.
Getting it fired up.
And
Beautiful.
ADHD saying, go Pam. All right, graphics full up and running now. Thank you to Cooper and Jacob getting that going. Never perfect with technology, and they pulled it together on our last stream, and they're pulling it together again tonight to get us rocking.
Yeah, they are. Pulling it together every night. The real MVP's in there. Jacob getting it done.
Jackie had the queens again, even though it says playing card.
Playing card,
We know she had playing cards.
Queens again.
Jokers are not wild here.
And the hands are moving right along here. Not a ton of action, but in the next hand, we will have completed 2 orbits of the buttons.
Uh-oh, look at all this Pez love in the chat. Y'all are going to make him swell that head and move on back.
All right, BJ's going to raise it up here. He's got 6-8 suited. Trying to find a little spot in there. And folds around to the big blind. Jackie makes the call with Queen 5 of hearts. And we get King, King 6, 2 hearts.
Yeah.
So
BJ's going to like this flop, and so is Jackie.
Yeah, BJ does connect there. Lands at 6. Jackie, Queen high flush draw.
Pretty sure I saw King 9 folded too, so yeah. Spicy little hand Johnny's dealing right here. Could have been real spicy enchilada if that King 9 had made the call.
So 40,000 there from BJ. Into about 165,000. Jackie makes the call. Jackie's going to lead out here on the turn. A little bit of a bluff opportunity here, but BJ does make the call. Jack of clubs, no help for Jackie. 415,000 out there.
Yeah, interesting spot here for BJ. You just got a pair of 6s. Yeah, he's just going to check it back. Plenty of cheddar out there in the middle. And he gets to see her holdings. Queen high, no good.
Yeah, she set it up there to where maybe a river bet could have got it done, but she would have had to bring the hammer. And
yeah, would have
with only 570,000 in her stack, chose to
Muy Grande on that bet on the end to get that through.
Chose to slow it down.
Edward Brown saying Michael for the win. Yeah, nice deep run for Michael last week, and another final table for him. If you guys and gals have family members here, make sure you're sharing this, whether you're watching via YouTube or Facebook or any of the other streaming platforms we use. Definitely share it. Let everybody know that's friends with your friend or family member. Let them know that they're playing on a final table live right now.
All right, BJ raising it up again, this time ace-6 offsuit. Jackie in the small blind come along. Maggie comes along in the big blind. 10-9-5. Maggie's going to land the best of it with that 10 deuce.
10 balls, still good for Maggie.
Checks around, 4 spades. Pretty bricky here on the turn. Maggie and her 10 going to bet 60,000. Yeah, these low-ish medium aces, difficult to play, especially.
Wow, look at this.
Especially after they've whiffed a couple of times. This is one way to do it, though. BJ's going to crank it up.
Let's see how Maggie handles this. We just saw BJ open a pot with 8-6. Did have to show that hand. He took it to showdown and won the hand, but yeah, players may not give him credit now.
Maggie's going to rip it now. 630,000, a nice pot for her. That's going to have over $1 million in it now.
Very nice play. So she put out a little feeler, and BJ tried to get her off of some sort of a small pair, and Maggie says, I got top pair. I don't care what my kicker is.
Right.
We're getting it in here. So nice play there. And Maggie has jumped into the chip lead. How about that? Started off at about that halfway point there, about 530K to start the final table. She's now got $1 million in chips, and she is our chip leader. Let's effing go, Maggie, says Mallory Poker.
Raise to 16.
Dahoud Musa saying he loves Texas, y'all. Well, we love you, Dahoud, and thanks for always engaging. He watches from Lake Highlands over there in Dallas.
So Mav here going to bump it up. King Jack suited. Charlie in the hijack with King Queen. He makes the call. Rags for everyone else. We're going to go to the flop. Heads up. 7-9-4, 2 diamonds. Nobody holding any diamond.
30.
Mav goes with a small bet here, 30,000.
Raise 80,000.
Charlie, not a fan of the small bet. He's going to bump it up. 80,000 to go.
All right, we got the Brown family joining to say, go Blue and go Michael. They're rooting for Team Michigan over there in the 4 seat.
Yeah, is this back-to-back final tables for him?
It is.
So yeah, nice little heater for him.
Calls 30.
Charlie looking down at ace king.
Raise to 75.
So Mav limped here with the hijack poker mystery cards.
Calls 75.
So Mav limp. Charlie going to bump it up. 75,000 to go.
Johnny getting word from production that the cards weren't scanned, so he's going to let Mav know to rescan there.
Mav will make the call, and we get to see that she has a pocket fives. Queen 6-7. The flop.
Yeah, under the gun 1. Not a lot of flops you feel comfortable with. She wishes it was 7-6-4, so she'd be open-ended, but it's Queen 6-7. There you go.
Check, I'm going.
All right, flop goes check, check, so we're going to see a turn.
Interesting spot for her now. She's like, well, wait a minute. If he doesn't have a queen, I might be good here. So she's going to poke at it.
Pokes at it to the tune of 35,000.
Ace King High is going to make the call here.
Jack on the river. Fives are good if we go to showdown. Mav will check. We go check, check. Fives are going to be good. Nice pot there for Mav. She's going to win 185,000. Picks up a pot of about 295.
Team Mav. It's the one Mav in Dallas we can now root for.
That's right.
Not the Mavs, just Mav. We're rooting for you, Mav. We wouldn't trade you for the world.
We almost had a quadruple double last night, but I think like 3 people saw it. Maybe 10 people saw it, but 3 people were paying attention.
I hope I get to see Charlie before he leaves because I want to take a gander at that awesome hoodie he's wearing. Not advocating for anything, but I feel like I'm on hallucinogens looking at that hoodie. Like it may have a QR code on it that has like some techno music if you scan it, you know, and it
There you go.
Gets you going.
Yeah. I think you're onto something. All right, BJ's going to call from the small blind here with King 4, and he gets a King 8-8 flop. Michael just checked with that ace-9 in the big blind.
30 is the bet.
And not believing BJ just yet as he checked.
Oh,
and hello,
Looky there.
Barry Greenstein, ace from space, falling on the river.
And it's going to be tough to put him on an ace as it's a limp pot pre-flop, blind on blind.
100,000 is
Yeah,
the
so
bet.
BJ likes this ace on the river, thinking that it helped his kicker problems. But he's got more problems than that.
Kings and eights. Ace.
Yeah, you see BJ make a face there. He's like, why you got an ace?
You ever ask somebody that? Why you have an ace? Not why did you call me there, but why you have one of those?
Yeah.
All right, Pam is our shorty over there in the 7th seat. Blinds are headed her way. She's got a little playability still, though, with the blinds just at 15, 30, 30. So right around that 10 big blind mark for Miss Pam.
Scan the cards one more time.
Saw some love for Pam in the chat. Let us know who else you're rooting for if you just tuned in and got a friend or family member or even a foe. Let us know who you're rooting against. Who, maybe one of these players knocked you out of today's tournament. Let us know.
75.
That's right. Was it Randy in the chat that had mentioned somebody busted her out?
Well, she said she thinks she maybe got close to bubbling, so she was letting us know she was rooting for
So, yeah, someone here might have been the culprit.
May have been the culprit.
Jackie's going to raise it up. 75,000 to go. Ace King. Big slick in the house. Michael there did not want to play Queen 10 on the button just yet. Everyone still has plenty of chips, with the exception of our 7th seat Pam. She's running pretty low over there with 290,000.
She's like, guys, quit talking about my short stack over here.
So I just think overall, possibly that's caused a little bit of stagnant play around the rail as players are just kind of feeling that out a little bit. Only one player has a short stack. We've seen BJ kind of splash around a bit over there, but now Maggie has an opportunity here to open up with Queen Jack.
And the icebox.
Icebox Dave going to make the call with that suited ace.
Not the Ice Man, rest in peace, Val Kilmer, but the icebox.
Yeah, we got Icebox and Mavs here tonight. Who needs Top Gun? We got it right here. Jack 10 deuce to flop, 2 hearts. So Maggie's going to land with that Queen Jack. It's a Jack high flop.
Earl Crosby stating the obvious. Yeah, somebody loves Pam. Put that rock on her finger. It is shiny. Mama's got some bling.
Good for her.
And she's going to take that down. Well, here we go. Big Mo Yo, Texas says LFG Mav. Don't know her. Met her once at Shuffle, and she is really nice. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mitch Lloyd. Mitchapalooza tuning in. What's going on, Mitch? Says, hey, guys, Emily and I are home having a late dinner. Tuning in. Happy to see a lot of ladies on the table. But we're pulling for Maggie.
What up, Mitch?
Mitch and Emily are pulling for Team Maggie here.
4-time Texas Card House coin holder this year, Mitch.
That's right.
Celebrity status.
Might as well call him Mario because he's just collecting coins.
Yep. All right, Icebox here with the ace queen.
65 is that.
Pretty good starter. He's going to bump it up 65,000. Oh, got trouble in paradise. Ace King's going to be behind him. Who is this? Michael in the cutoff.
The biggest of slicks here. Suited ace king for Michael.
With the biggest of slicks and an ace queen in front of you. Michael will 3-bet here. It's going to be 200,000 to go now.
And Icebox going, wait a minute. I only have 445 left.
Yeah. And he is going to rip it. Ace queen is in there. The parking lot. Hand is going to be at risk.
All right. Second player at risk. Going to be Icebox in the 1 seat. Ace queen versus ace king.
Ace, deuce, 9. 2 diamonds here. Icebox does have a diamond. No help. Queen only. A queen can change it. 3 of diamonds on the river. No help for Icebox, and that will be our second elimination of tonight's final table. Nice run there for Mr. David, one of our favorites. He will finish tonight in 8th place.
Yeah, big pot for Michael there. Shout out to Mr. Icebox there. Another final table for him. I mentioned last time that he was on a final table, which I think was last week or the week prior. He was one of the staples pretty much every week for a hot minute there on our final table. Didn't show up for a little bit, and boom, now he's making another run at it. So great job for Icebox, 1345, 8th place out of 140. We will see you again, brother.
Absolutely. He knows his way around a poker tournament.
Yeah, David's a
Very
great guy.
familiar with these final tables. So now, 7-handed, players are guaranteed a prize a little over $1,500 now.
John Phillip Ishak Jr. says, let's go Big Chuck. Charlie, gonna make the final 2, he says. Well, he'd probably rather you say he's gonna win the whole thing, but final 2 would be nice because that's a chunk of change up there for second place.
Take a ticket to the final 2, you would take it anytime. Gives you a shot at the 1. Charlie raised it up here with that 3-4 on the button, and he connects. Needed a 3, found a 3. We get a flop of king, 3, 6. Connects, bets, and takes it down.
Philly Fresh letting everybody remember that our 6th seat there, Charlie, does have crazy drip. And
crazy drip in that hoodie.
Evidently that means really cool swag, really cool style.
That's right.
Doesn't mean he's got allergies and a runny nose. Drip is something the kids are saying these days.
Not this time, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. We learning. We learning over here.
Drip is swag.
And he's somebody I've seen. Charlie is quite a bit in the room lately, and likes seeing a familiar face, but a familiar face that's you know, kind of making a name for himself. So good for him.
All right, king 10-4 to flop. We got a battle of the blinds here. Jackie's going to lead out to see what's going on with her 8 high. Force that big blind to have something here, and Maggie does. She's connected top pair.
Wow, Jackie is not giving up. She's going to continue to tell the story here. And Maggie says, I don't know if you've seen what I do with top pair, but we call it at least.
That's right. Ace on the river. And that goes check, check. Jackie's like, I don't have anything. King's going to take it. Nice hand there for Maggie, $280,000.
Nice hand.
Yeah, nice hand there for Jackie, too. I appreciate the effort there.
Needed one more bullet and a big one, a real big one to get that through.
Yeah, but just the effort in itself, you know, that's another way of kind of stealing that big blind and ante. You don't necessarily have to do it pre-flop. You can kind of go after it after the flop, but in this particular case, you know, you force the big blind to have landed something. Maggie did land something, so it worked to no avail.
Yeah, it would be a very tough sell there to sell that you had an ace on the river when you didn't raise pre-flop out of the small blinds. So she decided just to check it down and surrender, and that's definitely a play that's going to let her hang on to some chips. Chips still in your stack is money. Speaking of money,
hello.
Charlie's going to raise it, but Pam is going to wake up with a couple of cowboys, and she is going to rip it.
She said that. I got a pretty good hand to just go all in here with $215,000. Pam and her kings are in there. $215,000, still a little steep for Charlie. He didn't want to mess with it. Nice hand there for Pam.
And don't blame him for trying to
open
there with the Jack-9 suited and get Pam to fold there in the blinds, but did not work.
Absolutely well played by both players. No shame in opening up. And if there's something behind you, they'll let you know, and then just take the train, go to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. She had enough blinds to kind of be patient there and wait for at least something playable. Kings are obviously more than playable, and ripped with it and took down a nice pot.
This one not as cool, but it's a king and a 10.
Yeah.
She'll raise it up $60,000. There we go. Picks up some more blinds and antes on a little heater here.
Heater for Pam. A lot of Pam fans in the chat. Brooke Brown joining the rest of the Brown fam saying, go Michael.
Blinds will be up next time, guys.
All right, last hand at this level. Blinds are going up. Charlie under the gun with a king queen.
60,000 is the bet.
Jackie just over 12 big blinds here with ace jack. She's going to rip it. Charlie's like, I'm sick of building pots for people. What's going on here? Every time I raise, somebody rips it in my face.
Yeah, and this time a little more
370 is the bet.
legitimate open, but under the gun, always kind of tricky there with still. Seven-handed here. So you can start to open a little looser under the gun as players start to fall out, but you do find yourself in this predicament at times. Yeah, at that price, it's awful tempting. You know, last time you knew that price was a little steep for the Jack 9. This one's probably a little closer than that one. So he is thinking it through.
Yeah, King Queen, definitely a hand that you want to be aggressive with, but calling off half your stack is always tough.
Yeah, it's going to cost him $310,000 to make this call, I believe.
His cards are 100% live, but he is way behind, as you can see by the equities.
Yeah, nice
there.
lay down there. I thought it was a little steep as well.
Blinds are up 20, 40, 40.
Start getting serious about 280,000 there probably. Just that one extra blind, a little steep.
So about 14 big blinds now for Pam. Mav a little bit more than that. Right about 15, 16 big blinds for Mav.
Yeah, that one was super close. Could have went either way.
Shout out too to any of our friends that went down to TCH for the last week and now weekend of the Trailblazer series finale down there in Austin at TCH Social. Good luck to anybody playing down there.
80,000 is bet.
They had a little Friday tournament that was also on, I guess, a secondary channel for YouTube. That started the final table, I think, at 5 p.m. tonight. So there's some folks probably tuning in and watching that one as well.
Here we go. And we got about 200 viewers here with us, so thank you guys, each and every one of you. Make sure you're smashing like, click, and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on anything we're sending your way here on TCH Live. And we appreciate those clicks. They keep us moving. King for the flop here. BJ's going to continue with his pocket fives and takes it down.
ADHD said he did about 8,000 miles going to all TCH events across the state of Texas for this.
There you go. That's how you get it done right there.
That's how you win that Trailblazer. Not sure who ended up winning that booger, but they were giving away a Trailblazer, Chevy Trailblazer. I know the top two players had maybe been in some discussions about some opportunities there.
Yeah, BJ's been making quite a few final tables here recently as well, so well deserving of a shout out.
Yeah, for sure. You'll always see him around the rooms, both Las Colinas and here in Dallas.
All right, Michael in the cutoff suited ace-7. He'll raise it up. Pam's in the big blind with ace-8. King, queen, deuce. Position matters here.
Check.
We go check, check. Yeah, opening up from the cutoff, get that king, queen out there. I think he might have been a little cautious of his opponent. Now Pam's able to lead out here on the turn and take it down. Nice job there for Pam, recognizing that that pot might be gettable, and indeed it was.
Trying to figure out what it was that made me start to get a little hungry. And I think it was Mitch talking about he and Emily sitting down for dinner and tuning into a little poker.
Well, just keep it to yourself, man. You know, we don't need to get hungry because you're hungry.
And Tejas wants you to sing a little Shania Twain for him.
Huh?
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I don't feel like a woman.
Well, you might wake up tomorrow and feel differently. It's 2025, RJ.
All right, big blind and button. Charlie raised it up. Or pardon me, I guess he just came along.
Yeah, Mitch, you may have not tuned in when I was bragging on him. Man, Johnny's the best. You yourself are a true professional. Anybody wants to learn how to deal, shout at Mitch Lloyd or Johnny Rodriguez, or yeah, Brittany's another great one.
Jackie there in the big blind really wanting to connect with something. Down to about 350, I think. What is she? 385. So 385,000 over there. Did make it through the big blind and big blind Annie.
Of course, BJ's kind of family over there in the 3 seat. His wife is a dealer at TCH as well. So shout out to another lady that deals very often, Miss Dina.
Raise 80.
Juicy raise there from Mav with the Queen Jack. She's going to get some respect there. She's been pretty selective with her hands. Didn't have to show those aces earlier.
Yep, didn't have to show the aces. I think she had a couple of small pairs. One worked out. Now Queen Jack works out. And we're off to hand 35.
All right, little Jilski joining us saying, let's go, Michael. He's got some fans.
Oh, Tejas wanted the song to be played for our final table here. As 4 of the ladies feeling like a woman.
I thought he wanted you to sing.
Represented. No, he didn't want to hear me sing.
I try to get the the guitar tone down for you and let you just jump right in, but
I've been hanging out at music concerts, which means I have no voice.
blinds are still at 15, 30, and 30. U2 to money. Normally it says it for us there, just doesn't tonight. But we will keep you posted on those blinds.
Ten of spades here, pretty good card here for Charlie.
Spicy card, how about that? Straight.
And the move up there, the ace with it. That's a Broadway straight with the spade. All right, king of diamonds here on the river. So sometimes you hate it when you see a card that changes the nuts.
Yeah, it is a 4-liner, so this is a pretty gross spot for BJ.
You also like it when it's a card that you could make some money off of. So we'll see.
Super small.
We'll see if Charlie's able to recognize that.
Super small, 75 into 395.
And we've seen Charlie attack some of those super small bets, and he will again. 175 now.
Almost a price that's begging for a call, right?
For sure. 100,000 to call.
BJ's like, I'd rather you just rip it on me, man. Now I feel like I might have to call. I got trip kings here. But there's so much out there that beats you.
Yeah, what a river here for the hand as BJ makes trips against that 4-lining flush ugly board.
Wow,
there you go. BJ wants to see it. He makes a call with his trips. Charlie turns over ace-jack for Broadway. Nice pot there for Mr. Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie might be our new Technicolor chip leader there, as Tejas calls him. The Technicolor Dream hoodie.
Up to 1.18 million for Charlie, just behind the 4-seat Michael.
That's right. Yeah, and a good reminder there, Tejas reminds us that Johnny made Phil Ivey laugh. That was a contest to see who could make Phil Ivey laugh to win a seat into the WPT Gold Million guarantee. That, of course, another friend of ours, Mr. Chase Bricker, won the whole damn thing. But Johnny actually got to go play in it because he made Phil Ivey laugh. Not sure if you can find that anywhere on the socials, but let's just say that RJ and I can't repeat the story that he told Phil Ivey to make him laugh. But it was...
I may have to do some homework on this project.
It was pretty darn funny. Nasty, but pretty funny.
All right, we get Rags around the rail here, folds to the small blind, Mr. BJ. He's going to rip it. He's all in from the small blind. Michael in the big blinds announces 5 high and throws it in.
5 high, no bueno.
Quads on the board. Quads on the board. Looking like a fool with your quads on the board. I made Phil Ivey laugh.
No, Phil Ivey didn't laugh at that at all.
That's hilarious.
Are we at 2040 now, blinds? I believe we are. I can kind of see the screen.
Kind of. 28, 48. Yes, I see 40,000 in the ante there, so I believe we are at 20,000, 40,000 now.
Perfect timing for you two, the money, to ask us because they just went up a few hands back.
All right. Pam in the low jack. Big slick. Doing a little accounting over there.
Definitely got enough just to open here if she chooses to. And she's going to open for all but about 100, it looks like.
Open for pert near all her blue ones. I think one's behind over there.
Yeah, she left about 110 behind there.
No, I was just going to
I just
contemplate
wanted to
about
make
it.
sure,
You're
bro.
fine. I'm just an asshole. Like, I'll be quiet. You can't take me anywhere.
I don't think she folded ace jack, guys. Part of the fun.
Oh.
Nice hand there, Pam.
Eight either. It was an oh yeah.
She's got 15 big blinds now.
9-3 off.
The blinds now at 20 and 40. Yeah, Johnny was going to fly me out to Vegas if he got on that final table for the $1 million free roll.
That sounds like a plan. We needed to make it happen.
But it was cool because we ended up with a TCH regular.
That's right. One of the
not only on the
Chase,
final table,
he got to fly his buddies out there instead. So
yeah,
that's cool.
He had a cool rail. A lot of cool folks were there to celebrate Chase Bricker.
All right, Maggie raised it up again with Queen Jack. She hasn't had a lot of holdings over there, but has found a spot to navigate with the Queen Jack a couple of times. 6, 8, 10, 2 diamonds. Maggie flops the old nutter gutter here.
Charlie with a little gutter of his own. Backdoor hearts, and of course, ace high still good.
Raise to 150.
Yeah, and he's going to bump it up here.
Wow.
Yeah, puts Maggie in a fun little spot. She wants to see it. 2 overs and a gutter. 6 of clubs, no help. Pairs the board. So Charlie, we'll see what happens here after check raising the flop.
Exactly. Do continue the story or wave the white flag? And it looks like he is going to continue.
He'll continue at a pretty juicy price here, 230,000.
Battle of the nothings. Ace high, though, currently good here for Charlie. And bluffing with the best hand. Going to get it done.
That's a value bluff, they say.
Thank you guys and gals again for joining RJ and I on a Saturday night. No place we'd rather be on a Saturday night than right here at TCH and joining y'all. Thank y'all for making us a part of your night. That's what we're fighting for right now. $11,785 up top out of today's $42,000 prize pool. That is a nice chunk there.
Played there before.
Just shy of 12K for our winner today.
There you go, nearly 12,000 up top. Players seven-handed here, locked up just over 1,500.
Raise to 80. Folds. Folds.
BJ with the king jack, he'll raise it up, 80,000 to go now. That's a min click. Brags in the blinds, BJ takes it down.
We got us a Shinerbach drinking Railbird, cheersing the table.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. All right, so Jackie is our shorty now. She is under the 10 big blinds. In the blinds right now. And BJ waking up with the big hand, the ace king.
Ace-king again. So we've seen ace-king a few times, keeping the table stirred up. This time it's for BJ, suited in hearts, makes it 80,000 to go.
Raise all in.
All right, Jackie's going to rip it. She's got king 10, so she'll rip it for 325,000. She's going to need a 10 or something extraordinary here as she's dominated against the ace-king of BJ. Off to the flop we go. King in the window.
Ooh.
Ace behind it.
Gonna need a lot of help running spades or
Jack.
straight cards. There's one of them.
Queen could do it. Deuce of clubs, no queen. And that will eliminate Jackie in 7th place. BJ picks up the pot. Nice little prize of $1,550 for Jackie. Sweet run today. 7th place.
Outlasted a lot of fellas today and was the first lady knocked out today on our final table, but congratulations on making another final table, Miss Jackie. $1,550 going her way for her troubles.
All right, six-handed now. Players are locked up, 1765. So that put BJ back over the 1 million mark.
Yeah, very swingy final table so far for BJ.
Comfortably in a 3rd stack position. Little raise from Pam here. Jack 10 on the button. 80,000 to go. Maggie will come along with her 6-8, and we get a 6-high flop. Pretty good flop for Maggie. Checks to the button here. This is button versus big blind, as there is a dead small blind in this particular hand. We go check, check. Jack 10's going to whiff. Maggie's going to take it down if we go to showdown.
Yeah, Pam probably had an opportunity there once that ace hit, but once she checks again, that opens the door for Maggie to bet that pair. Should still be good, and it was. Nice hand there for Maggie. Blinds right now are 20,000, 40,000, 40,000. Normally it is up there on the screen for us, but tonight it's hiding.
20,000, 40,000. This particular hand, we have a dead button, so Pam officially the button position, but in the cutoff.
Raise all in.
Pam will raise with that ace-7 offsuit, and Maggie wakes up in the small blind with ace-queen of spades, and she will rip it on top of Pam's raise, and that'll get her done. Takes it down.
In the words of our floor man and dealer, Butch, he likes to say rippy longstocking.
Rippy longstocking. That is the saying of Mr. Butch. All right, ace-10 for Charlie. He's in the hijack.
Raise to 80.
80 to go. A lot of players rocking the min raise strategy here. Pam's going to rip it. She's got King Jack. She's all in for 350,000. So she's down around 8.5 blinds right now. King Jack, good enough for her to just rip it. But we may see some action here as it's back to Charlie now. Charlie's had to open and fold twice. And this one's probably going to be strong enough to make the call, and he does. All right, so Pam now at risk. Her King Jack versus the Ace-10 of Charlie. Gonna need a king or a jack. Jack in the window, it's all hearts.
Got the hearts covered too there.
Pam also with the better heart. Another jack on the turn, and that should do it. Check mark for Pam. That's gonna be a full double up.
There you go. Locked it up there with that jack on the turn for Miss Pam.
800,000 in that pot.
All right. So Pam is back in business. She's got 20 big blinds now. So she went from just under 10 to now 20 big blinds after winning a couple hands, and then right there with a big double up, courtesy of the 6 seat.
He's quite the businessman.
Raise to 80. Fold.
You got Poker Nerd saying he might be moving to Dallas soon and going to play in a lot of these. Well, I don't know if we are ready for a Poker Nerd, because that means you're probably going to be better than everybody else.
Yeah, we got a few of those around here.
A couple of Poker Nerds.
That's right.
You got competition, that is for sure. But come on down to Dallas, man. We got 2 great rooms here. And we got rooms in Austin, a couple in the Houston area, Houston proper, and up there in Spring, north of Houston. And if you want to get real frisky, drive down to the Rio Grande Valley and hang out with Declan and our brothers down there.
I like frisky.
In Edinburgh, Texas, and you'll be an hour away from South Padre Island. So with summer coming, RJ and I keep talking about it, but we might have to head on down that direction.
Right. When the booth is empty, it's because we got frisky and went south.
Please don't ever say that again. South Texas is what he meant.
It's going to happen.
Good food,
Texas.
Beautiful women. The best beach that Texas at least has to offer.
Sounds like I might not come back.
Yeah. Well, our boy Declan didn't. He used to be a floor
Right, yep.
up here, and he is having a good time down there in South Texas. Pamela Ding Dong. That is the new catchphrase every time she wins a hand. Pam I am. Green eggs and Pam. Pamela Ding Dong.
You said it beautifully. Don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah, don't we all, Poker Nerd. Amen to that.
All right, folds around to the small blind. That's Pam. She will call with that king 6. Maggie with a 7 and a 5 in the big blind. She likes to bump it up a bit.
Yeah, because she's got a king-a-ling-a-ding-dong there. King 6. It's good enough, blind versus blind, to pump it up.
Maggie bumped it up this time and got rid of that king 6. Nice hand.
All right, Star Valdez saying, let's go, Mags.
Hello, Star.
Mag's got some fans in the chat as well.
Star Valdez, very fun follow on Instagram as well, by the way. The girls stick together.
Like caramel.
Maggie and Star, both fun little follows. You can see where they're traveling and trying to stack up some chippies in some of these tournaments around Texas.
Yeah, actually, Maggie was there when Mallory was on this final table for the big event she won. She was on the rail, and I was cheering right there next to her. Hello.
All in.
All right, Michael opened it up with king, queen. Maggie's ripped it for more than $1 million with those jiggities. Jacks are good.
Not expecting the full rip there. Definitely expecting a raise, but she wants to play big pot because Michael definitely did not have a short stack. He's got over $1 million, so I imagine he wakes up with an ace-king suited type of hand there, or better, we're dancing. But it was just the king-queen of diamonds there, and Maggie's jacks just take that one down with no resistance.
I like big pots. Maggie ripping it into the big stack of Michael. Love to see it. On to the next one we go. Charlie's got king, jack of hearts.
Yeah, Charlie took that little hit earlier when he doubled Pam, but he's still got over $1 million as well.
80,000 to go here from Charlie and his king, jack.
Calls 80.
Maggie with the queen, jack of clubs on the button. She'll come along. Over to BJ. He's got an ace and an 8.
Another ace here from Michael. He's got a little more invested, so he's going to make this call.
Ace, ace,
Wow.
10. What a flop here.
Oh, she's button.
Check.
Michael in the big blind. He's going to check with that ace 4. Charlie, the original raiser, he'll check as well. Over to the button.
We did have an, oh shit, it's on me, but he checked instead of bet, so that's always a little kind of mini tell there, but he checked instead of betting it.
In the 1-2 streets, it's definitely a little bit of a mini tail.
And now getting called is going to give off some signals to Maggie as well. Not called, she's going to get raised. She is right to imagine that the king would be a safe card for her after no raise pre-flop from Michael.
At least takes a little gander here, but 5 of spades not going to help her out on the turn, so it's over to Mike again. Sir Michigan will check it.
Check.
4 spades here on the river, so that's going to fill up for Michael. And Maggie's going to whiff, so this one should be fairly chalk on the river. Michael bets 300,000.
Bets 300 here, almost like blockerish. Half pot at the time. It's now 960 out there, and yeah, Maggie can't go anywhere. Can't come along with that queen high. She's going to let it go, and nice hand there. BJ going, well, I guess I'm glad I didn't call with my ace-8 because I would have been dust. The ace-4 boated up.
Yeah, that's right. Small blind ace-8, let it go there. And
sometimes timing is more than impeccable in this game.
Running good when you're avoiding 2-outers by not being in the pot.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
A lot of chop outs, but pure 2-outer binks.
Raise 80.
And thank you for the kind words, Miss Star Valdez. We definitely have fun doing this. Y'all make it fun for us in the chat. Makes us keep on coming back.
I kept your ante out a bit.
RJ told me he turned down like 7 dates tonight just to be here. Thank you, RJ, for coming in.
You're welcome, buddy.
Those ladies don't need you.
That's right.
They don't need you.
They were all in another state. Pam under the gun. She's got pocket 9s.
Raise to 100.
Okay, so 100,000 here to go from Pam. Lines are still 40,000 here, so that's 2.5x. BJ thinks about it with those pocket fives. He lets them go. Rags behind him and on to the next one.
Could have swore I brought a snack in here, but yeah, it's gone.
Slacking.
Slacking.
I actually didn't see any earlier, but
Probably left it in the truck. That's all right.
all right, BJ's in the hijack. Ace 5. Opens it up. 80,000 to go. Good enough for a min click. Charlie in the small blind. He's got that king queen of suited of diamonds. Miss Malpal in the chat. What up? 7 dates. That would be a record, Star. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I'll remind the folks in the chat in just a second exactly how that came about.
King 10. Pretty big flop here for Charlie.
Hell yeah, Darren. BJ's like, I'm going to try to represent that I have something on this board.
40.
Charlie says, bring it on.
All right, BJ's going to continue. And Charlie's going to call with that big hand. And then he's going to turn an even bigger hand. Queen of clubs fills him up. Charlie's got a boat.
BJ wisely checks back and dodged a devastating jack on the river there. Would have given him Broadway.
Yeah, Charlie's had BJ's number in a couple hands here. And going to have it again, but BJ not much holdings here. So, if BJ believes this story, it shouldn't be too painful. Or we could get crazy.
$400.
Crazy it is. Let's go.
Ruh-roh.
BJ's going to bump it up here at the wrong time.
Charlie's like, sometimes you feel like the nuts. Sometimes you don't, but this time I got him.
Yeah, Charlie peeking around now.
All in.
Nods his head to Johnny and says all of it, and BJ can do nothing but just muck those cards and salvage what he can there. He's got just right at 10 big blinds left, under 400.
Yeah, felt like that had to set up for something ornery there, and indeed it did. BJ gave it a go, and
50 now. Players 25.
it was a bad setup.
'Twas a noble effort.
Noble effort.
Yeah, and Star, RJ ended up with 7 dates because we mentioned the weather getting nicer, and one of our previous streams I mentioned that, you know, RJ and I would be out at the pool over there.
That's true.
In Castle Hills area,
Yeah.
Louisville, and RJ would be rocking the Tangerine Speedo. And next thing you know, RJ's phone's blowing up. And
my dates have picked up.
yeah, they're lining up out the door. They want to see the Tangerine Speedo.
Yep. It works miracles. Off to Michael here. He's got pocket sevens in hand 53.
Hold. 110 is the total bet.
There is our Railbird back at it again with a
Cheers.
fresh Shiner Bock.
There we go. Cheers again, sir.
All right. Y'all are in the room and watching the live stream. Maybe go join him. You know, we could use another
That's right.
Railbird. You know, we'll throw a shout out if we recognize you.
That's right.
Of course, the head's cut off there.
I've probably completed all the beers I'm going to have for the weekend myself. But it's still Saturday night somewhere. That's right. It's
I'm about to drop it in there for Star, RJ. You're welcome.
yeah. I think Star and I visited.
It's the dupe show.
Yeah, I think Star and I have visited on the Insta. That's how I knew she was a great follow.
All right, Maggie's going to land middle pair here.
And the paparazzi has the pictures of the Tangerine Speedo, so you never know where those end up.
We'll just say RJ's not running for Congress anytime soon. It's been a while since we've had a Wienergate scandal, RJ.
That's right. No scandal in the Tangerine Speedo, folks. 5 of spades here on the river. No help for either player. Maggie's jack best. BJ with 220,000, getting close to that SPR range, but decides to check. We'll go to showdown. Maggie's going to take it down. So now BJ, that knocked down all the way to 220,000 now, so he's going to be our shorty in the small blind.
Yes.
That pot there, he connected and was really needing a winner. And to no avail, Maggie had a little bit of prayer.
All right, I'm no mathematician, but we got 247 joining us right now.
There we go.
I just hit the like button myself on YouTube, and we got 26 likes
Oh,
at 50. So
we're slacking.
We're slacking. Help TCH out. We're continuing to try to grow this booger and get it out to more folks, which really helps blow up the Texas poker scene. You hear all the folks in the chat already saying, hey, I'm thinking about moving there so I can come play in these. We get folks coming in from all across the country. And a lot of times they say they watch the streams from back in the old school days when this place first opened. And RJ and I are just glad we get a chance to be a part of it.
Hey, thanks for putting up with us. Pam able to raise there, out in middle position, takes it down.
All right, BJ is in a little bit of a hurting spot here. He's got under 200K left in his stack.
So that is less than 4 blinds now for Mr. BJ, but he is on the button, so he'll get to pick a couple hands. But on the button, he has suited canooters, 10-8 of clubs, and he's ripped it.
Can't blame him. A couple of middling cards suited.
And Mav's going to make the call from the big blind. Only 4 blinds.
Yeah.
Only 4 blinds here for the all-in from BJ, so a lot of hands can make the call from the big blind. And
she's got a club, too. Not what BJ wants to see. He does get some life here, though. 30% equity.
Jack, that's going to hurt him there. He's going to need the
9.
gut shot. No help. Ace of spades on the river. Mav gets the knockout. BJ eliminated here in 6th place.
6th place for BJ.
Pardon me, yes.
$1,765 for his efforts. Another final table for him. Great job, BJ. I loved the way he played. He played aggressive. He ran into it a couple times. He was, trying out some bluffs, and a lot of people on final tables and in big spots are scared to even attempt a bluff.
Yeah, and
BJ showed the type of player he is.
I agree. I liked his effort and what he was trying to do. He ran into that big hand there for Charlie when Charlie's got the note.
Absolute nutters, yeah.
Full house. But I think he noticed that it was a little timid around him, and he was trying to open it up a bit. And a lot of times that will prevail. But ran into that big hand there at Charlie's and finds himself out. But a nice run there for BJ. Another final table for him. We will definitely see him again.
And that looks like a new dealer, because that definitely ain't Johnny. That looks like the Zeus man.
Zeus,
another final table regular. Deals our final table streams quite a bit.
Yeah, we got both of the quickest hands in the West, Mr. Johnny, followed by Zeus.
Zeus had a really deep run in one of our bigger tournaments a couple years ago, and I can't remember what he finished, but it was a really nice score. So he's played and dealt on this final table.
Here we go. Yeah, Star mentioning, don't forget to check out Hijack Poker online if you're in Texas. We did talk about some of those free rolls tomorrow, 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Free rolls on Hijack Poker in Texas.
No better money than free money.
I think he just thought he could beat the stuffing out of you and you can give up for some reason.
Lex Brown in the chat says, love the streams. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
I'm telling you, the whole Brown clan is watching, cheering on Michael.
King board with a 10 on there. I was fascinated.
Big Blue in the house.
I don't play here often blue moon.
Maggie mentioned she doesn't play here all the time. She's here once a blue moon. And when she is, she finds her way deep into our tournaments.
That's right.
And a few times now on our final tables.
110.
Yeah, Maggie's been a lot of fun to root for in that she's worked hard on her game and put a lot of effort into it to get better, and she's reaping the rewards of that. So when you see players put forth the effort to do that, it's always fun to see it work out a little bit. Queen, queen, jack. Pam's going to land the best of it with that jack 10 here.
100.
What all is going on with this channel? I've been admiring it all day, but now I'm so curious. Like,
It's a poker chip with my last name initial.
Okay.
And then I'm a sneakerhead, so I put it all in one.
love it.
I just got it last week. Not 2 weeks ago.
That's sick.
Thank you.
All right, double paired board now. A little scary for Pam, but
Yeah, a little scary, but it's also a spot where that second pair can get called by some ace highs. Sometimes Mike had to pay off one of those earlier and finds himself
Yeah, it's all
in the same predicament again. This time,
Mike says, nope.
no thank you.
Not
I'm
doing it.
Not doing it again.
Tried it earlier with the ace high, not doing it. Lesson learned. Very nice hand again there for Miss Pam.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting watching the two of you play, or surefire works.
We're about to call that last one.
Maggie mentioning the fireworks between BJ and Charlie there. Yeah, it's fun seeing a couple players get after it at a final table.
That time too, like I was like, damn, it's about to get ugly.
Hand number 59. Remembering that Zeus last week finished off the entire final table dealing in 1 hour and 15 minutes.
That's right.
He was dealing fire. I told him, I said, Zeus, did you have a hot date or what? Because you were ready to get out of here. He said, that's just me doing what I do.
He doing what he do. 3-coin style. And there he goes. He's slinging them around pretty quick right now.
Feeling protected.
Pam on the button, just trying out a call here with a suited Jack 9.
Yeah, Jack 9 of spades, one of our very favorite hands to get in trouble with.
So is that old 5-3, the old mumbler.
Good point. Ace, king, queen, the flop here. Mike's going to check the mumbler. Check from Pam as well.
One is on a Broadway draw, one is on a heart draw,
These two exchanged hands.
and a wheel draw.
So yeah, Michael gets to return the favor. Pam played a hand exactly like that against him earlier when he checked the flop. So they've traded licks on those.
Small one.
Charlie got 1.6 million and a really fun hand to play, but didn't want to get too crazy at this point. That suited Canuter. Would have worked though, of course, there's nothing but trash behind him.
There are some rags out there.
And rags land.
5-5-9, that's a pretty good flop for Mav here. In the big blind with 4-5. Juicy little flop.
Gonna give her about a 2-to-1. Not a 2-to-1, excuse me. Yeah, 2-to-1 stack to pot ratio here for her, so she's gonna try to get it in here at some point.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. 385 in her stack. Now there's 270 in the pot, and we go check, check. And then we get it. Not her favorite river, but
Front door spades do come in. Michael now with just a deuce.
deuce sometimes loose. In the muck, Jack deuce gone.
He's a reminder that he's gonna find out what she had later. That's what's fun when the players will fib every now and then.
Oh,
Like our
yeah.
boy OFC Sean, when he plays on the live streams on the cash games on Tuesday nights.
He does it right.
He knows damn well they're going to find out at some point
Yep,
what
so
he had.
He can tell whatever story he wants.
He can tell whatever he wants. It's all in good fun. Charlie got the suited dolly. Take that one down.
Jilski in the chat. Shout out to Michael. Go, Michael. Five-handed here. Texas Card House Dallas. It's the big one. One of the greatest weekly tournaments in all the land.
Oh, that is a good one, Parody Poker. Straight from the rib. All that color.
A lot of color represented at the table today.
Yeah, and of course, folks that didn't get a chance to play in this one or maybe busted out early, there was a second tournament that we do every Saturday now. The 175 deeper stack, 15K guarantee. There's 18 players remaining in that booger.
Ace Queen here for Charlie in the small blind, and he will 3-bet. Michael opened in the cutoff at that Jack 10. Haven't seen a lot of 3-betting tonight. Charlie's going to get that one through.
$5,480 left in that sucker.
$175 deeper stack.
Or excuse me, $5,480 is what's first place in that one. 18 players left in that. $1,890 was that prize pool, yeah.
Absolutely, you're looking at it. 18 players left. That's the top prize.
$3,400 for second, $2,000 for third, yeah. So 16 places they're paying, so they're right near the bubble on that one. But another Saturday tournament that always happens after this one. All right, here we go, Mav. Rip City.
Let's go. Mav is in there. She's got an ace and a 10, and she has ripped it for $630,000.
Maggie had a deuce and something else, and she says, no, thank you.
Yeah,
ace
10 very strong in the cutoff. Just rips it and takes it down.
Mav definitely had some nice hands that she's played. She's been dealt aces, kind of just took that one down with no resistance. But the biggest thing for her is the ladder up. She's now laddered up several spots without really having to get too crazy active.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're missing, what, 3 players now, and she's just been kind of steady over there. Now she's got a little bit of a climb going, making real money.
Yeah, missing 4 actually, so she's laddered up. She's now guaranteed 5th place money.
I had a bit of an old man moment as I was outside looking at that tournament, and I was like, where is the bounty tournament?
That's Tuesday night,
Oh,
Bubba.
Tuesday night, doggone. Well, Tuesday night is the best black chip bounty tournament in all the land. You can come out and play at that. Texas Card House Dallas, $300 buy-in with $100 bounties.
Yep. So all these players are guaranteed at least $2,000.
There we
Start
go.
seeing those big pay jumps.
Yeah, pay jumps now.
Coming in to effect.
$700 pay jump coming up next.
100.
Maggie's got ace king and a button. 100,000 to go. So 100,000 here is a min click. So Mav will defend with that queen 8. Queen 10 deuce to flop. Mav got top pair. Maggie 2 overs and a gutter.
75.
A little down bet here to 75. That is definitely going to be good for a call, but I think she wants to raise.
She is reaching. Mav's going to bump it up.
200.
Wasting no time with that top pair. Let's check raise.
Maggie's, yeah, she's like, I got 2 overs.
Says, man, I got ace king. This is the second time she's flopped 2 overs and a gutter and got check raised on both of them.
Ooh.
Queen of hearts on the turn. Pretty good card for Mav.
Yeah, and that could mean a jack could even be a bad card, but it's not.
Mercy.
But it's not.
Jack of hearts on the river.
Because Mav doesn't have the queen jack. She just has trips.
Mav does check it here.
And chunky stack being put in.
There you go. Maggie goes for it, says she might have a queen. I'm going to go for a bunch of it.
And that was all in for Mav. So
yeah.
Mav, unfortunately, is going to get stacked here. What a river card there. I spoke it into existence.
You did.
Apologize, Mav, if that was my doings, even though it happened 15 minutes ago. But man, that is a rough river card there. Zeus making sure that the chip counts are correct. But Mav is going to finish in 5th place, $2,080 for her troubles. 5th place out of 140 entries. Great showing today, Mav, and we hope we get to see you back on a final table soon.
Yeah, sweet run for Mav today. Represented the ladies very well, finishing today in 5th place. And nice hand there for Maggie. Like I said, she went for it on the river knowing that Mav could indeed have that queen and that could be a killer of a card, and she went for it and got it.
Fish than a good fish, to be honest with you.
I'm feeling a little lonely this evening.
All right, and then there were 4, 2 fellas and 2 ladies, all fighting for that 14,000 up top, or was it 11? Did I get it wrong? It's 11. It's 11 something. It's 11,000, just short of 12,000. That's what they're fighting for. Maggie on a heater with an ace suited. Charlie says, well, wait a minute, I got the big ace here.
My turn for the big slick.
I'm also suited, so we're going to put a stack of chippies in there. 500,000. Four-handed, that ace 4 is...
Yeah, 500,000 here. He goes large sizing.
She hadn't even got her chips stacked, and just like that, a tower falls over.
Pretty big open
It's not like we can get a read from
on the 3-bet here from Charlie, so he's meaning business.
I think he's not nice either. This is not a nice game.
Said she's thinking about jamming it right down his throat. Well, Charlie says, bring it on, mama. I got the ace king.
All right, be careful though, big fella.
Be careful, big fella, she says. Shots fired.
Fox bites.
Hashtag FAFO, right?
Pam having a good time over there with it.
Fart around and find out, they say.
You were full of shit, and I'll just look on the screen later.
Oh, that's funny. That is a funny. Well, again, yeah, this is what we're playing for up top, folks. $11,785. $75.10 for second, $44.50, and then our 4th place will be
You'll see
$27.30.
on the screen later. I play by stripper rules, and I only show if you pay me. You didn't pay me, so now you gotta wait to see.
I did hear Charlie mention earlier that he's kind of a sneakerhead and he enjoys piddling around with the
There's part of me that was like,
cool hoodies and
laughing
whatnot.
at the fish that can't seem to get a hold of the damn chips. No ridges.
Colorful sneakers and bright hoodies.
Yeah.
It's like you're an octopus. You got 8 arms that are hitting.
That is something new. I heard from Maggie just now. She said she kind of goes by the rule of the strippers, you know. If you want to see, you must pay me. So she knows show the cards unless you pay her.
No saying nada, man. Oh, wait.
Our boy Lego will be a fan of that because he is not a fan of
That's
showing.
right.
I'm just so surprised that I went on a river.
That was a good looking river.
Together.
God, I said the word jack right when it hit too. That was gross, wasn't it?
Something.
All right, we're 4-handed now, so action's going to go pretty quick as the cutoff is now first.
She had played so many weird hands and been so lucky all day that like if she's got my number, she's got my number. Like that might not be the most intelligent.
Poker is some days.
Yeah, like look, that might not be the most intelligent way to think about it, but that's why we put all the blonde up front is to let you know that I'm real dumb.
There's much greater likelihood she's got a naked queen.
There's a reason I turned the volume up on the table so we could hear a little bit of this chatter.
Yeah, they got him going here.
Got him going. How did they know?
At least the
We turned it up for him.
Raise 100.
the large 3-bet there at least got him stirred up a little bit.
Yeah, well, these hands are going to stir it up a little
Chatting
bit
it
too.
up.
Pocket nines. Michael's like, I'm feeling lonely over here. All the action over there on the other side of the table.
7-10-4. Charlie going to land middle pair here, and it's not in a fun spot.
And that's what we want to see. These two players battling some more now that they've gotten a little chatty.
Oh, hello. 7 of clubs on the turn, and that is a nasty card.
Spicy turn.
Maggie checks her nines. Charlie going to bet 100,000.
Yeah, the 10 is still a little scary card for her. He could be raising with a lot of combos of ace 10, king 10. And another overcard is absolutely going to slow Maggie down, but she's in check call mode. Let's see what size Charlie goes with here.
650,000 out there.
Every chip matters.
Takes a peek over there.
And he knocks down some chips. 500 is what he goes with, though.
Pert near pot, they say. All right, Maggie's 9's in the muck. Nice lay down for her. A nice pot for Charlie.
And he's now chipped up to 2.29 million, so cracked the 2 million mark. Zeus doing his best. Again, we're at 1 hour and 35 minutes, and we're just down to 4 players.
4 players. Maggie's on the button.
PM 12 kilo.
All right, some fun diamond hands here. Queen 9, ace jack. Diamond flop could be nasty. 1 diamond. Nobody even landing a pair here.
Check.
See if Charlie wants to continue his aggression. He's going to check back. And here's a diamond. Uh-oh. Michael wanting to maybe take it down with his equity, but of course, all in. Whoa. No just call here with all that equity. Charlie says, I'm just going to get it in now, and if he's got a king, he's going to call me. If not, I'm going to take this sucker down. That's exactly what he does. Nice, nice aggressive bet there from Charlie. A lot of misses he knows on that river are possibly going to go to his opponent, so he's like, let's just get it in now. You got it, you got it. Nice play there. Michael was definitely in big trouble in Little China there on that turn card.
Check, check.
Big flop for Charlie here.
50.
And nothing doing for Pam. Gets out of there scot-free. Charlie had the world. He is on a heater at the right time.
Say that again.
Michael waking up with an ace-7, right around 11 big blinds. Yeah, he's going to pick this one to go with. He is all in. And Maggie says, nope. Good fold for Maggie. No reason to give somebody 600K in chips.
Big blind.
Blinds are still at 25.50. It will be going up.
Check. 50.
Michael's going to bet and take that one down.
100.
All right, the battle of Maggie and Charlie.
Both
Wow,
players landing a pair again.
Both landing a pair, backdoor clubbies. Spicy flop here, four-handed.
All right, let's put the 4 clubs here.
4 of clubs, RJ says. Well, it's a 3.
I'm not good at that.
Check.
The old middle finger check.
Check.
The old gun check. Oh, and how about a 9? So trips now for Maggie, getting back at Charlie after he hit trips on her previously. Hers coming courtesy of the Rio, the river. She's like, I'm going to try the 500K bet.
Pam's still having a ball over there in between these two.
She is.
She's enjoying it.
She's like, you guys get after it, and let me just keep on laddering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fold top pair, four-handed.
Makes the call here, wants to see it, finds a bad news. Maggie's got a 9. King 9 good. That pot got a little meat on it there. 1.4 million going Maggie's way.
Thank you.
All right, so Maggie now has eclipsed that 2 million mark. There's our brother from another mother, Mr. Mitchell A, joining us.
What up, Mitch? Hello, Mitchell A. Second Mitch of the chat tonight.
That's right. We had a Mitch Lloyd and a Mitchell Anderson joining us.
That's right. So we got to keep our Mitches right tonight. Mitchell A. He's getting his point gamble on tonight. Michael on the button with an ace. He's all in.
Ace 7 good enough earlier. Ace 5 now good enough. And yeah, the dirty diaper. Pam's not interested in changing any more diapers.
Yeah, pretty raggy there. Queen 3 and a dirty diaper.
Yeah, 30, 60, 60.
30, 60, 60, Zeus says. The blinds are up. That's going to put Pam right there at 10 big blinds. Man, we are chilling in here. Having fun. Pretty fast tournament. All right, pair for Michael now.
Pair 4 is good enough. Rips it. Yeah, he's got quite a few chips over there now. He's approaching 1 million himself. Maggie in the big blind. King, queen.
Hard to get a pair in this game. Maggie hoping he's got a hand just like the one he's holding.
No. 940.
She's thinking, show me 2s through jacks all day long, and I'll call you with the king, queen. But it is half her stack.
Yeah.
Newly acquired chips as well. Oh, she's like,
She's a reaching. She's going to do it. We're going to see a.
Queen versus 4s.
we're dancing.
We are dancing. We're going to see it all.
We got Team Brown versus Team Maggie.
Maggie. Michael will be at risk here with pocket 4s. Maggie makes the call. King, queen. Ace, jack, 5.
Extra outs.
Gutter ball here for Maggie. And some more extra outs. Ace, jack, 10, king, or queen. No help. That's a deuce.
Ace, jack, 10, king or queen. Could have done it, but nope. The pair gets a full double. And look at that. Now Michael's the one who's almost at 2 million. So that is a fun turn of events there.
I think I mentioned that last week, that there's no sweat like the little pair sweat.
Indeed, parody. You could call that a little bit of a parody. And if I repeat the joke, that would make me kind of parrot-y as well, wouldn't it?
Huh?
See what I did there?
Something about,
RJ's not amused.
something about a parrot.
That's right.
All right, full battle of the blinds here.
Check.
And the hands are showing up. Let's see what we got. Maggie with king 4, Michael 9-5.
Swing and a miss for Maggie. Michael's got a little bit of something.
Yeah, and now he picks up a little something more, as a heart will do.
Check.
He's got 2 gut shots, pair outs, and a heart, and that's none of the above.
Chose not to bet when he got that extra equity, and is going to let the king 4 take down a small pot.
King high going to be good.
180K going her way. So Pam at the 10 big blind mark. Maggie right at 20 big blinds. These stacks, it's pretty easy math for us. A little over 30 for the other 2 players, so a lot of playability still. But nobody really wants to double up a shorty right now because it would be a chunk of their own stack.
King highs are for everyone. A couple of king 7s in the muck. Michael will complete with the king 6. Jack 10-6.
Check. Check. Check.
Probably going to showdown here.
Yeah, both players are bottom pair, but nobody's betting it. So we'll just go straight to a showdown, king 6, good. So king rag. Winning back-to-back pots in the small blind, first for Maggie and now for Michael. Four-handed. This is the final table of the big one.
Yeah, everybody's got over $2,000 locked up. Playing for just under $12,000 though for first place, so a lot to play for between these 4.
Check.
King 6-8, bottom pair for Pam. Charlie with 4 high, Squadouche.
75.
Squadouche going to bet here on the turn. Find some company.
Check.
Yeah, tough card to bluff on now, so he's just going to surrender. And Pam's going to take down. Nice one there. Give her a little more staying power. All right, they finally got our calendar up on the website. Texas Card House,
yeah, buddy,
it is indeed doing the even bigger one this month, starting on the 22nd, going through Monday.
Okay.
We will be streaming that booger. Final table on Monday night, which would be the 28th. So yeah, day 2 will be Sunday 27th, is that right? Or is day 2 usually Saturday? It's usually on a Monday night.
Yeah, Sunday is day 2. Final table Monday.
Wow, look at this flop here for Charlie.
Queen 3-6, it's all spades. That's a flush for Charlie.
60.
Easy to put your opponent on 1 spade and maybe a pair.
The battle of Charlie and Maggie continuing here. Both players connecting.
All right, that's going to save Maggie some chippies for sure. Checks back. We're going to have a bet and probably a snap call.
150. Call.
Yeah, betting a pretty quick call. Charlie's going to show it off that he flopped a flush and it got a little
flopped a flush, got a straight flush
nasty
draw
out there.
Wasn't loving it, but you're like, well, if you're going to put another spade out there, that gives me some hope. If the 10 high isn't good, I got a couple more outs. Charlie's back over $2 million. Yeah, so the even bigger one, the 250K, $300 buy-in starts on April 22nd. Got those daily flights, 2 a day, all the way through Saturday. Day 2 on Sunday, and final table live streamed right here with yours truly and RJ Dupree on Monday night, unless somehow one of us sneaks in that sucker.
That's right. Yeah, I'm due to play in one. I may have to jump in one. All right, fun hand brewing up here in hand 82. Michael's got jacks in the big blind. Maggie completed there in the small blind. So Michael bumps it up. Maggie in the muck. We'll go to the next. So if my math serves me correctly, my Oklahoma math, the bigger one will start in about 10 days.
That would be 10 days.
Yes. Got it.
No matter what state you're in. The math is mathing.
All right, suited queen 10 for Maggie on the button.
Rip City for Maggie. Beautiful queen 10 of hearts. Ooh, and Charlie's going, let me see a count here.
Charlie in the big blind, he's got queen jack. These two may battle it out again, but Maggie's ripped it here. She's got, what, about 800,000 over there. 795.
Yeah, they will just literally almost flip positions. He'll still have $1 million. But yeah, that would be a big hit.
Yeah, I hate queen jack in that spot.
He wanted to see it. She said, you got to pay me.
Got to pay me. All right, queen 10 following the button around. Michael's got it now.
125.
Michael's like, I could get used to this, ladies and gents. Y'all just keep folding when I'm betting.
Yeah, Michael and Charlie have been chilling around 2 million. Last several orbits here. And Michael just quietly on the climb, maintaining a slight chip lead. Charlie gonna rip it here from the button with that ace. Pam throws sixes in the muck pretty quickly.
Oklahoma math, 2 + 2 = scorpion.
Is that what that is?
That's a scorpion. Thank you, Jedi. RJ confirms. That is what he learned.
Yeah, from my vision over here, it looks like a cowboy atop a horse. All in for Maggie.
All in from the unit.
So yeah, we're starting to see some rips here from the ace holdings.
Shit, I might not even need you then.
723.
I'm a 7. I got you.
Vito transfer. Table 15.
Zeus doing some negotiating with other players. He is indeed trying to get out of here. I'm telling you, he's got a hot date. Maggie goes all in again. Ace 5 suited.
Ace 5 of clubs, good enough. Rip it.
Secondly, doing transfer.
All in and a quick
All right,
call.
we're going to see some action here.
Wow, the fours
So-
again. Charlie's got a pair in the small blind, rips it into Pam. She does not hesitate at all. She makes the
Queen
call.
definitely good enough to get it in there. Pam's going to be at risk here.
Wow,
Deuce,
eliminates
three,
the ace.
five.
Eliminates the ace as an
Ooh.
out.
Queen or a 4 now here for Pam.
It's
Ace
the
on
ace,
the
but
river, and
it's
that's
no
going to be
good.
a wheel for Charlie and his 4s.
Yeah, dodging a queen or one of his own 4s. So not a whole lot of outs there for Pam, but great job by Miss Pam. Pleasure seeing her on another final
Absolutely.
table. She's
Great
great.
job, Pam.
She's a great person all around, and she is going to finish in 4th place today, 27-30 for her efforts. 4th out of 140 entries, so great job by Miss Pam. We will see you again, no doubt, and shout out to all those folks that were rooting you on in the chat.
Absolutely. Fun
Obviously, there's a good reason why she's got so many
fun
fans.
little
so.
payout for her.
Absolutely.
3-handed now. Players guaranteed 4,470.
You get a walk.
Michael, Charlie, and Maggie.
You know the one. She was big by herself last night.
All right, one more hand of the dead button, and then we get into 3-handed action officially, where the button goes first, and time to take it up.
Shortest stack with $1 million. Queen is good for at least a call here. A lot of love still coming in for Pam. GG's. All spades and a 9. Michael has a pair and a spade.
Pair and a flush draw. Now he's
about-
got trips and a flush draw.
How about 3 9s?
That's better.
He's not sure that he's got the best spade, so he definitely needs to start putting some chips in. Would be way out of line for Maggie here, but she's taking a peek and decides otherwise. Yeah, good job letting that go with just a queen deuce.
Red wins. All right, there's a look at those chip stacks. We are officially 3-handed now. Charlie with the lead, 2.5 million. Michael over 2 million. Maggie just over 1 million. So still plenty of chips here. If Maggie were to double up, she'd be in 2nd place solely,
Matt C. transfer.
and could actually possibly take a chip lead there. If she were to double up off Michael, then everybody would be sitting around. An even situation. Michael with ace-6. Mike's going to check here. Charlie's going to take advantage of that, bet 60,000. Charlie takes it down. Nice job there.
Data, 1 to yellow, and 1 to yellow.
All right, through 92 hands now. Started out with Johnny Rodriguez dealing, and then the closer, Mr. Zeus, comes in.
Zeus from the bullpen.
From the bullpen. Shout out to those first place Texas Rangers.
Yeah, buddy. 2 to pin it.
125.
Yes, Brad Kegels. I do. Love your last name, by the way.
Ace-10 suited for Charlie. Raise it up, take it down.
Data, 2 final limit.
Oh, yeah. Jilski, Michael's definitely in the top 3 once again. Another deep, deep run for Michael. Team Michigan. Yeah, and the 8 Triz, the Octo Crab going in the muck. Pretty dusty holdings there. 272 of y'all watching the live stream. Thank y'all again for joining us on a Saturday night. And y'all could be out doing so much cooler stuff, but we appreciate you here with us.
Well,
Keeps us coming back every Saturday for these tournaments. Smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with friends. We're trying to grow this booger. TCH streams almost every day of the week from all of our locations, so thank y'all for joining.
all right.
Charlie is going to put the pressure on Maggie. She opened from the button. He's going to jam right into her.
Yeah, the beauty of three-handed action here. You have button on big blind all the time. I know I need to, Brad. I don't know that I have a single time. I don't think I have. Maybe like back in the day before I worked here, but
The initials are BM, and it's not bowel movement. It's actually bankroll management, Brad.
yeah, that too.
That is why I don't fire every Saturday. Plus, I just love coming in here and doing something a little fun, making a little extra cheddar, chatting with some friends. Yeah, we're definitely going to fire the even bigger one starting on April 22nd. Hope to make another day 2 and maybe run a little deeper. I finished 19th in that booger a few months back. That's the farthest I've gotten in the even bigger one. We would love to get on this final table in that one. That's a great event. $300 buy-in usually lends to right around $60,000 or more.
That is a fantastic
for top prize.
tournament. Maggie trying to sneak in there on this one from the small blind, but we're going to have some resistance as Michael's in the big blind with a suited ace-5. He will bump it up.
185.
Little bumpski. And yeah, this can't feel good when your stack's getting kind of where Maggie's is right now. Just trying to play a hand. Keeps getting pushed off of him. She is going to make the call here. Diamonds versus diamonds. Jack deuce, ace 5.
5-7-3. Little pair for Michael.
She might think this is more of her range
200.
Yeah.
as Michael bets into her. Some backdoor equity. 1 over. It's a gross spot. She's got stack to puck ratio of 1 here, but yeah, she lets it go. Gonna try to battle a different day. Yeah, 2 diamonds on that board would have been nasty.
All right, Charlie sitting over there, 2.8 million. He's approaching the 3 million mark. Michael hanging out, 2.19. Maggie takes a little hit there. She's down to 605,000. She's got the button. And an ace queen suited.
Parking lot hand.
She's gonna rip it. She's all in. Michael's in the muck. Charlie looks down. Queen 9 of spades. That's in the muck.
Were all 3 players dealt queens there?
I believe so.
Yeah, that is wild. That is weird, wild stuff. Maggie holding on. Perfect timing to steal a few blinds there. Although she would prefer to double up. She's still in this thing.
Yeah, 30,000, 60,000 still for a couple more hands, I think.
Just hit that 2-hour mark at this final table.
Queen 10 on the button.
$135.
$135 to go from that button. Charlie and Maggie running a little thin over here, but Maggie suited. 9-5 of diamonds.
Yeah, she just wants to see a flop, wants to try to get it in if she hits something. Let's see how this flop works out. She's got diamonds.
2 diamonds.
Wow, what a spicy flop.
Michael's going to land quite a bit of it as well, as he has middle pair and open-ended. Maggie with a 9 high Flush draw.
She checks with all that equity. He makes this
All right.
all-in move. Snap call. Here we go. Maggie is at risk here.
So these two wasted no time.
She needs a 10 or a diamond.
Queen on the turn.
Can't hit a 10 now.
Takes away the 10, yeah. Diamond, deuce of diamonds on the river. That's going to be a
Wowzers.
flush.
Wowzers.
Double up for Maggie.
What a hand there. The queen on the turn takes away a couple of her outs. She is drawn to just a diamond, and there it is, the deuce of diamonds. The deuce from Zeus.
Yeah, and it happened a little later than it could have, but Maggie doubling up from Michael
Kill me all day.
does put those two even Stevens in second place.
Sounds like a little PTSD there, Parody Poker. Just do what I do and tear it up and throw it out the window. That's the only time I'll litter. Right there where they left me that parking ticket. And then I feel bad for the rest of the week.
I got a ticket this week, so I don't want to talk about it. It's my first ever like BS ticket where I was like, no, that's like, what are you doing? And then I shared my story. He shared his story. It's like, I'm not one to argue. What do you need? Like, what do you say, right?
1 point.
Charlie going with a little raise here. Just a min click.
Yeah, so Michael and Maggie fairly even in stacks. That put the way the chips swung there put Charlie in a nice chip lead now. He's got 2.5 million.
Not a club in sight.
Not a one.
Charlie looks like he wants to go clubbing, though, with that hoodie.
What kind of clubs you been hanging out?
Yeah. I don't. Thank God. Couldn't pay me.
Ace of spades here, no help. Did get a bet and a call on that flop. Michael going to bet 200 here.
Charlie appears to not be a believer. He's got 9 high. Gutter ball. Lets it go. What's going on, Brandon? My buddy Brandon joining us. I'm actually got a couple trips to Houston for work in the next few weeks, so I may have to holler at you, Mr. Brandon. I know I'm going to be there May 13th through the 16th or 17th, and I may actually be down in Houston for a couple days the week after next. So I will holler at you, brother, if I come down your way.
Holla. All right.
I think he needs some bro time. He's got like 7 daughters. He needs some testosterone to hang around him.
Girl dad times a bunch, huh?
Oh, yeah. Girl dad times many.
Yep.
It's an estrogen party at the rich household.
Got a couple of buddies that have done that.
Ooh. Michael now with the parking lot hand, raises it up to 150. He's going to get raised, and I'm sure Michael's already made his decision. He's all in. There it is. In a
All
snap
in
call.
and a call. All
Ace
right.
Queen, the parking lot hand is in the lead.
Well, let's get lucky one time.
Got Charlie in a dominated position. Charlie says, let's get lucky one time.
$384.
Gonna need one of 3 jacks.
Come on.
Jack
Oh!
on a turn.
Hello, Jack.
A naughty jack. Deuce of clubs on the river, and that will eliminate Michael now.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they call Ace Queen the parking lot hand. You get it in good, and
Whew.
you still get kicked right in the cojones.
Charlie said it. Let's get lucky one time. Finds the jack, full of luck, and now he has a huge chip lead going heads up.
Well, congratulations again, though, to Mike. I saw him before the final table started and congratulated him. But, yeah, well, shout out to all his friends and family that were in the chat.
Yeah, I think
He's taking home another $44.50 for his efforts.
and back-to-back top threes, if I remember correctly,
Absolutely.
for Mr. Michael. So that is some serious running good. So nice job to him, and we will see him again very soon indeed.
And then there were 2. Difference of about 4K between second place and first.
That's enough to play for.
Absolutely.
we go. Charlie got excited hitting that jack. The hoodie has been dropped.
Philly Fresh knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Philly Fresh called it. Charlie's going to be there in the final two now. Now that pressure's on Philly Fresh, can he close it out?
Charlie is going to hit a little bit extra equity now. Can hit a 5.
Not a deuce, because Maggie's got one of those.
Maggie dropping deuces. She's got 3 of them.
Blinds are up, 35.77.
So once again, if you are tuning in late, we did have 4 ladies on tonight's final table.
It was ladies' night.
100% a first. Since I've been doing this for the last two plus years, almost 3 years of commentating.
That's right.
I'm not sure the tournaments, what you remember, but maybe 2 ladies?
Yeah. I
So
mean,
we had 4 out of 9
we get
tonight.
excited when the ladies make an appearance at all, 1 or 2, and tonight we had 4 of them.
Absolutely.
And now we're heads up. One of the ladies still with us. Maggie taking on Charlie.
Check.
Take out your taking that yellow. Last call for Stafford.
And 3. Whole lot of nothing. Queen high is going to be good for the lady. Ladies have cracked the code, says Mallory Poker. Speaking of Mallory.
Mallory wrote the code.
Yeah, Mallory played down in Austin on a live stream, but she does host or puts together our lineups for our Tuesday night cash stream that you and I get to do. So if you'd like to play on the Tuesday night live stream here in Dallas, contact the lovely Miss Mallory, Mal Pal.
Mal Pal. Come see us Tuesday night.
And we got a special one this Tuesday. We're doing a Big O live stream. More about that here in just a moment.
Maggie's all in.
Jam, jam.
Jamie jammed good.
She's going to get it through. Yeah, we normally have a 5-10-25 game. Sometimes we'll do 5-10, even 2-5. But we're going to have Greg Vail, a famous poker writer. He's written 4 books on Big O and PLO specifically. He's going to be in the booth with me as we get a Big O game going. So if you're wanting to learn about Big O, that's the 5-card high-low game.
I might not need you then.
Check us out Tuesday night from 6 to 11, I believe. It's always fun getting these scanners trying to read 5 cards instead of just the 2. But
oh boy.
Yeah, we're going to make it work, and you'll have some great insight as Greg Vail will explain not only the rules, but really some really great strategy. He is a winning and well-respected poker blogger and
Set
writer.
8s here for Maggie, by the way. Against Charlie's jack high and a gut shot.
Maggie's happy with this. Charlie's like, can I hit a 9 one time? He's gonna, yep. Says, show me a 9, Zeus.
Does not want to see a jack, but we get a 9.
There's the 9 burger.
Bingo, bango. Charlie's got a straight.
The card he called for hits. That is running good.
And
she's going to put a chunk out there, RJ.
Maggie's got a set, and she will use it. She's going to bet a bunch, so this will not take very long to get the chips in there.
And that is a raise. That is 2 barrels going in. All in, and here we go.
It's happening. Charlie's got the straight. Maggie's got a set.
She needs to pair the board, or she is wamboozled. Charlie's got the straight.
Maggie at risk. Needs to pair it. Queen of hearts. No help for Maggie, and that's going to be a winner for Mr. Charlie.
Yeah, legit wow indeed. Man, oh man, oh man. Zeus knocking him dead in 2 hours and 14 minutes. Great job by all the ladies that made it on tonight and the guys. Maggie finishing 2nd place with another final table finish here at TCH.
Nice job,
75-10 is what she's going to get here, so $7,500. 2nd place out of 140 entries. Great job, Maggie. We loved seeing you. Big old smile. She was excited. I talked to her before she got on that final table. She has a ball every time she plays. So great job for her. And, of course, our winner, the man, the multicolored man with the what game is that?
I think
Is
it's
that
Nintendo,
PlayStation?
if I remember.
PlayStation?
Yeah, go with PlayStation.
We'll go with PlayStation. I don't know what controller that is, but it's
Up, down, left, right. That's all I know.
Cooper lets us know that is a PlayStation
There we go,
controller.
thank you.
Colorful. He's got the bling on, and guess what else he has, RJ?
Top prize.
$11,785 in his pocket tonight.
Nice job, Charlie.
So great job, Charlie. Great run. He's been making a name for himself in the room the last couple months. I've really been seeing a lot of him. So congrats to him. I'm sure he's going to get his picture taken and get some folks celebrating him. He had a lot of fans in the chat as well.
He did. So
great job there for Charlie.
Thank you to each and every one of you for checking in, by the way. And make sure before you leave, smash like for us.
Yeah, before you leave, smash that like button. He's also going to get a commemorative coin saying that he is a 2025 TCH poker tournament winner. So he's going to get the coin. And, of course, what he really wants, that big old bag of cash, almost $12,000.
The coin, the bag, and a picture.
Great job there for Charlie. And, Brad, you ain't lying. That hoodie is fire. I could not pull that off, but Charlie does, and he does it well. And heck of a night for him. So thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Cooper and Jacob, our production team, for helping out get this going. And, RJ, any last words, man?
Hey, great job, Jacob and Coop. Great job, Charlie, Maggie, final table. Everyone, congrats. And, thank you to Mr. Eric Van Loosen.
Absolutely. 10 days from now, folks, the even bigger one starts on Tuesday, the 22nd. So y'all come on out and fire at that one. $250K guarantee. The even bigger one starts on the 22nd. We will see you guys later.
Happy stacking.
Adios.